In a resounding statement of disappointment and disapproval, several Indigenous leaders have stepped forward to denounce the recent referendum defeat as not just a setback, but a grave injustice. The contentious vote, which sought to address critical land rights and sovereignty issues for Indigenous communities, has been met with widespread outcry and condemnation from various quarters. Leaders across the nation have come together, breaking their collective silence to express their dismay at what they consider an appalling and mean-spirited verdict. The referendum, which was anticipated to bring about crucial advancements in recognising the rights and autonomy of Indigenous populations, failed to secure the necessary majority, plunging the community into a state of delusionment and frustration. Speaking at a hastily arranged press conference, Chief Teresa Blackfoot, a prominent advocate for Indigenous rights, articulated the prevailing sentiment, describing the defeat as a stark indication of the systemic neglect and marginalisation faced by their communities. The outcome of this referendum is not just a defeat, it is a profound betrayal of our fundamental rights as the original inhabitants of this land, asserted Chief Blackfoot, her voice resonating with a mixture of sorrow and defiance. We have tirelessly fought for our voice to be heard, for our lands to be respected, and for our culture to be recognised. Yet this decision seems to endorse a narrative of continued disgrace for our heritage and well-being. The referendum, which aimed to reduce historical injustices and restore Indigenous sovereignty over certain vital territories, faced substantial opposition from interest groups advocating for commercial exploitation and development. Despite the concerted efforts of Indigenous leaders to foster dialogue and promote understanding, the prevailing sentiment within these groups appeared to prioritise economic gains over the preservation of Indigenous culture and land rights. Throughout the referendum campaign, Indigenous communities rallied together, organising peaceful protests, informative seminars and social media campaigns to garner support and raise awareness about the significance of the proposed amendments. However, the prevailing narrative, driven by a combination of misinformation and vested interests, ultimately swayed public opinion, leading to a narrow defeat for the Indigenous case. In response to the outcome, a coalition of Indigenous leaders have vowed to intensify the advocacy efforts, calling for renewed unity and resilience within their communities. This defeat must not deter us. It must gain a greater sense of determination to secure what is rightfully ours, emphasised Chief Blackfoot. Her unwavering resolve among the assembled crowd of supporters. We will continue to pursue justice, to demand recognition, and to strive for a future where our children can inherit a legacy of dignity and respect. As the nation grapples with the aftermath of this continuous referendum, the call for introspection and dialogue resonates louder than ever. The need to bridge the gaps between different segments of society and foster a more inclusive approach to governance and decision-making has become a pressing imperative. While the immediate repercussions of this defeat are deeply disheartening, it has galvanized a collective determination to push for a more equitable and just future for all. In a world where the voices of marginalised communities often struggle to be heard, the unwavering resilience of these Indigenous leaders serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring spirit of advocacy and the quest for justice. As the nation reflects on this momentous, it is imperative to recognise the imperative of upholding the rights and dignity of all communities, irrespective of their backgrounds and histories.